Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video review of the Rourke Audio MR1. This is a set of stereo speakers that connects to any phone, tablet, or computer using either Bluetooth or an auxiliary 3.5mm jack. In terms of weight, it has a 3 kilogram total for both of the units, which is actually relatively lightweight for something of this size and caliber. It comes with a bundled remote, which uses infrared, and it's relatively sensitive to use and control. In terms of the button placement, they are nicely designed, and you can see all the keys are tactile and risen above the surface. You have access to choose between Bluetooth and line in on here, and also to control the volume. You can also adjust the volume directly on the top of the speaker, which we'll show you in a moment. And finally, you also have access to a power on-off switch and also a mute switch. In terms of other technical specifications, there's a multicolored LED that shows you the status of the unit on the very top. When it comes to customization, you have 3 color schemes to opt for. We have a rich walnut version here. It also comes in soft white and soft black. Price point wise, you're talking about $300 or so, and you can find it directly through Rourke Audio's website, and it's coming out, I believe, in a few weeks. It's already been released in the UK and some other European nations, but Rourke Audio has been recently coming here in the States and putting out some new products, which is exciting for us to see. Now, the unit here does have a subwoofer unit built in, a 75mm driver, but you can also input your own subwoofer if you want to. It also supports, again, line-in audio, and so in terms of specifications, it has quite a few features built in. It's also aptX specified, so the quality should be near CD, which is excellent considering most Bluetooth speakers do have a bit of distortion, and with aptX, that should be eliminated or at least reduced to a small extent. So in terms of pairing the unit using Bluetooth, it's quite simple to do. You can turn the unit on by tapping on the power on switch on the actual remote control, but you can see that the top of the right speaker over here also has a manual switch that you can tap on and hold on to power the unit on. You can also see the LED indication light turn blue, which means we are currently paired to a smartphone using Bluetooth. When it's flashing, it means it's in the pairing mode, and on the sides, you also have a metal trim, which looks relatively classy. In terms of the design and the hardware, we have a pretty, again, elegant look that's going on. It's nothing too flashy or innovative in that sense, but the sound quality is outstanding, and we'll discuss that later on. In terms of design, on the back you also have access to aluminum shell, which creates a stronger impression. And one disappointing facet of this particular set is that there's quite a few cables that are running through the unit. If we kind of zoom out here, you can see there's cables connecting both of the speakers left and right, and if you have another cable connecting it to a separate subwoofer, there's one connecting to power. So in total, it can be a little bit of a mess, so you kind of have to hide that when you're using it in your setup. Otherwise, though, again, it's relatively nicely designed, it's easy to use, and it takes up a bit of space, but it's pretty manageable as far as using it around your living room or maybe even on a desk. Taking a look at the actual pairing process, again, it's very simple to do, and using Bluetooth, it's basically just called the Rourke Audio MR1, sample of the audio quality. You can hear that the audio is quite clear and crisp. I'm going to turn up the volume first manually using the slider here. Sliding to the right turns the volume up. If I go all the way up, you can see that it definitely fills up small spaces quite well. In fact, if you plan on using this for parties, I would say it definitely works. In the office, in your living room, it certainly fills up the space nicely. What I was really impressed about these is that the clarity of the music is excellent, so you won't hear any distortion even at the highest volumes, and even at the smaller volumes as well. You can't hear any static in the background, which is quite rare for Bluetooth speakers. If I turn the volume down here, you can also use the remote. It's pretty sensitive as long as you're pointing in the general direction. I would say if you're in the same room, it should work just fine. We didn't have any issues in that sense. And so overall, these definitely pack quite a punch in terms of the sound. Bass is also nice and strong, so you definitely hear a lot of thumping in the music. Whether it's from classical music to electronic music or even pop music, it does a good job. If you're playing back instrumentals, you can hear all the intricate parts of the music. It's not muffled at all, which is good. Now, with something like this, you have dedicated left and right speakers. The only limitation is the length of the cord, but you can always get a longer cord by going out to the store, and this creates a very three-dimensional sound. So in terms of audio quality, we would definitely give the MR1 2 thumbs up. Now, for audiophiles out there, it isn't the best pair of speakers we've ever tested, especially if you stack it up against wired speakers, because those tend to be higher fidelity and more clearer. With that being said, compared to other Bluetooth speakers, this is one of the best that we've seen. The price point is a little bit high, but for something that produces excellent sound quality, a ton of volume, and an impressive setup that includes a natural wood finish as well as a bundled remote, I think that the MR1 are a solid choice. To learn more information about this unit, be sure to read our full written review. This has been our video. Thank you for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the Rourke Audio MR1 coming out soon.